Alvar Empermanajiyar, Acharya Thiruvadigalai. We are continuing our discussion on Alvargal Vaibhavam. So today's audience is attempting to present the glories of Madhurakavi Alvar. Before starting, I would request the blessings of the assembled Bhagavatas. Madhurakavi Alvar appeared in the Sittirayil Sittirai, which is Chaitra Masam, Chitra Nakshatram at Tiruppllandu. The life history of Madhurakavi Alvar cannot be separated from the life history of Nammalvar. Therefore, the comparison given is that of sun rays appearing before the actual appearance of the sun. So, before the appearance of Nammalvar, who was compared to sun rays appeared. That is, Madhurakavi Alvar appeared as sun rays much before the appearance of Nammalvar. Madhurakavi Alvar was born in a Purva Shikai Brahmana family. He was fortunate enough to go through all the samskaras at his young age, and he also learned Vedas, Vedantam, Puranam, and Idihasams. He showed complete detachment towards materialistic life, same time completely attached to Emberuman, his name, form, qualities, and pastimes. He also undertook travel to Divya Desam, especially in the north, to Ayodhya. When he was in Ayodhya, he had already heard about this divine child in the south and his glories. While Madhurakavi Alvar was trying to go to a river to take a bath, he saw a divine effulgence in the southern direction. And initially, Alvar thought it was just a forest fire or something like that. Since the vision persisted for many days, he started to find out the cause and he traveled down south. During the part of his travel, he visited many Divya Desams, and he traveled so much that he reached Srirangam Divya Desam, and still the effulgence was, he was able to see still down south. Finally, when he arrived at Tirukkurungudi, and that's where he found the source of the effulgence. So there he entered the shrine of Emperumana, and there he saw face to face. He comes face to face with Nammalvar. So this is the thanyan of Madhurakavi Alvar. Avidita Vishayantara Shatare Upanishada Upakamana Matra Bhoga Avichagunamsha Vastu. He comes face to face with Nammalvar. So here, Madhurakavi Alvar is very much fascinated by the divine appearance of Nammalvar, the divine effulgence, the Chin Mudra. Now, Madhurakavi Alvar wanted to see if Alvar speaks. So therefore, to draw the attention of Alvar, Madhurakavi Alvar throws a stone, and Alvar opens his eyes and looks at Madhurakavi Alvar to check if Nammalvar is able to speak. So that's when Madhurakavi Alvar poses this interesting question. Chettadin vital siriyadu pirandal ettai tindri enge kidakkum. Meaning, if a Chetanan enters a Chetanam insentient, what will he enjoy and where will he stay? So this might be like a code language, but deeply it has a very deep meaning. And Nammalvar replies to this, Attai tindre ange kidakkum, meaning he will enjoy, meaning the Jivatma will enjoy the materialistic pleasure and sorrow, and he will permanently stay there. So hearing this, Madhurakavi Alvar understands that Nammalvar is not an ordinary person, and Madhurakavi Alvar decides to dedicate his life by surrendering to Nammalvar and serve and dedicate his life and serve him, serve Nammalvar. Just as Gitacharyan has explained, that Tatviddhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam yaninas tattvadarshana. In the same way, Madhurakavi Alvar surrenders to Nammalvar and starts to serve him. Nammalvar, being chosen by Emberuman to bestow his Mayarvara Madinalam, which is Jnanam matured into devotion, and these are coming out in the form of pasurams, revealing Emberuman's divine's name, form, and pastimes. So the works of Nammalvar are Tiruvrittam, Tiruvashrayam, Periya Tiruvandadi, and Tiruvaimuri. So mercifully, Nammalvar teaches this to Madhurakavi Alvar. Having received knowledge from Nammalvar, Madhurakavi Alvar starts to spread the glories of Nammalvar, he being the main disciple. So Madhurakavi Alvar composes this famous set of verses beginning and named as Kanninam Siruthambu, which glorifies, which tells the inner mood of Madhurakavi Alvar, his complete surrender to Nammalvar. Not only by writing pasurams, Madhurakavi Alvar served Nammalvar, but he also made sure that he established the Archa Vigraham of Alvar in Tirunagari and made sure that the worship happens in a daily, fortnightly, monthly, and half-yearly and yearly utsavams in a grand manner. As Madhurakavi Alvar is glorifying and moving around, he glorifies Nammalvar with various verses and glorifications, where he says, Vedam Tamil Seida Perumal Bandar, Thiruvaimuri Perumal Bandar, Tirunagari Perumal Bandar, and so on. While he was glorifying like this, a set of Tamil experts from Madurai, they come and they hear the glorification of Nammalvar from the mouth of Madhurakavi Alvar. But because these experts don't know about the glory of Nammalvar, they object to how can you say that the works of Nammalvar are the essence of the four Vedas, unless it is being assessed by the Great Assembly, and they have a Sangha Palagai, which is a plank which measures the greatness of the literatures. Without such authorization, how can you say that Nammalvar's words convey the essence of the Vedas? So Madhurakavi Alvar, being very devoted disciple, wanted to take the glory of Nammalvar to the next level, and therefore he says that Nammalvar won't come personally to the Tamil Sangam, but Madhurakavi Alvar writes Thiruvaimuri 10.5.1, the first two words, Kannan Kazhalinai, in a palm leaf, and hands it over to these experts. Then he requests them to keep this palm leaf in the Sangha Palagai along with other poets' pasurams. Once the Sangha Palagai accepts, then they will know the glory of Nammalvar. As requested, the poets also go to Madurai and they place the palm leaves in the Sangha Palagai. Interestingly, the other poets' works are getting rejected, but Nammalvar's verse and his works were being approved by the Sangha Palagai. So in this way, Madhurakavi Alvar not only verbally glorified, physically did Kainkaryam, but also took the glory of Nammalvar to the next level, to the assembly of Tamil Sangam in Madurai. In this way, he actually exemplifies the fact that one has to glorify one's Acharya in public. After living for some time in this materialistic samsaric world, Madhurakavi Alvar reaches Acharya in Tirupadi to perform Nitya Kainkaryam to Nammalvar at the place of Alvar Tirunagari. Now, the glory of Madhurakavi Alvar has been analyzed by various Acharyas from various angles. First, we will look at how Nampillai and Udayavar Ramanujar have analyzed the glory of Madhurakavi Alvar. Nampillai glorified Madhurakavi Alvar by making comparisons with rishis who consider the Samanya Shastram, which glorifies Aishwaryam, Kaivalyam, and Bhagavad Kainkaryam as Purushartham, along with Alvars who have loving service to Sriman Narayan, that is the ultimate goal. A Madhurakavi Alvar is above the rest of the Alvars because he is focused on Bhagavata Kainkaryam, which is the topmost stage of Bhagavad Kainkaryam. So that's how we can clearly see the comparison there. Next is that of Nampillai quoting Sri Bhashyakara Ramanujar saying how Shatrughna's total surrender to Bharatarvan made him more dear to Lord Rama than the other two brothers. Here again, Lord Sri Ramachandra Murthy comes to teach Pitruvakya Paripalana, which is the Samanya Dharmam. Lakshmana teaches the Vishesha Dharmam of Sheshatvam, being completely subservient. Bharatarvan teaches Paratantriyam, which is the real Swarupam of the Jiva, whereas Shatrughna Arvan teaches the epitome of our Swarupam, which is Bhagavata Sheshatvam. We may think that Shatrughna Arvan lived along with Lord Rama, that's very far, that's a very long period ago, but the comparison is given to that of Madhurakavi Alvar is compared with Shatrughna Arvan, because Madhurakavi Alvar was fully fixed in his dedication towards Nammalvar. So, the example for Bhagavata Nishtai, whenever the topic is discussed, Madhurakavi Alvar is given as an example because he fully surrendered to Nammalvar. Nammalvar is both the goal and the process to attain. Prapyam and Prapakam is Nammalvar for Madhurakavi Alvar. And this is clearly established in his Kanninam Sirithambu Divya Prabandham. Next, we will look at how Pillai and Manavala Mamanigal have glorified Madhurakavi Alvar. In his work, Sri Vachana Bhushanam, in his last Prakranam, where Acharya Abhimana Nishtai, which is fully depending on Acharya Abhimanam, is discussed. To discuss a philosophical point, they always cite an example. So, to establish Acharya Abhimana Nishtai, Madhurakavi Alvar is taken as an example because of his attachment and love towards Nammalvar. Now, again, the comparison is made with that of Bhagavan, Acharya. So, let's look at this further. In his 8th Prakranam, it is said that Bhagavan has Nirhetika Kripai, but he is bound to give results based on one's karma. Whereas Acharyan, he is only focused on uplifting a Jivatma. So therefore, one has to completely depend on Acharyan. So to understand this, Mamanigal has given further commentary to understand this concept better. When we depend on an Acharya who is a Paratantran, there is no doubt, since he will ensure that we will get delivered, because Acharyan is the embodiment of Karunyam, mercy, and will look for the upliftment of the Jivatma only. So here the contrast between Bhagavan and Acharyan is being brought out. Then to establish Acharya Vaibhavam, Mamanigal makes an important point. When Alvars get immersed in Bhagavat Anubhavam, they glorify Bhagavatas. Whereas when they are in separation from Emberuman, they get upset with the Bhagavatas out of that desperate situation. Therefore, the true glories of Acharya Vaibhavam cannot be determined through the pasurams of the 10 Alvars. We have to do that using Madhurakavi Alvar's pasurams. By this comparison, we understand that Madhurakavi Alvar is far greater than other Alvars since he focused only on Acharya Vaibhavam. It is through the words of Madhurakavi Alvar that we can establish the glories of Acharya Vaibhavam. Having looked at analysis from previous point of view, we are looking at analysis from Manavala Mamanigal and Pillai Lokam Jiyar. Manavala Mamanigal has personally also glorified Madhurakavi Alvar in his Upadesa Ratnamalai. So verses 25 and 26 in Upadesa Ratnamalai, Manavala Mamanigal glorifies Madhurakavi Alvar. Let's see that quickly. Madhurakavi Alvar's Tirunakshatram, Chitrail Chitrai, is more suitable for the Prapanna Swarupam, even more than the appearance days of other Alvars. In the 26th Pasuram, Vaitha Tirumandirathin Madhimamam Padam Pol Sirtha Madhurakavi Saikalai Arthapugar Aryargal Tangal Aruli Chail Naduve Servita Tatparyam Terndu. Here the comparison is Tirumandram is taken as an example, and let's analyze this by Pillai Lokam Jiyar's explanation. How Kannanam Sirithambu got included in the Nalaru Divya Prabandham. So Tirumandram is taken, and in that Namaha is the most important word, signifying that we cannot protect ourselves. We have to fully depend on our master, Emberuman, to protect us. In the same way, the same principle, Madhurakavi Alvar, in his Prabandham, explains that we should fully depend on our Acharyan to protect us. Tevumattariyen. That's how Madhurakavi Alvar explains. It is because of this fact that it brings out the essence of the Shastram. That is the Kannanam Sirithambu set of verses, is bringing out the essence of the Shastram. Our Purvacharyas included this Prabandham into the collection of Nalaru Divya Prabandham. Another beautiful comparison is made as that of how the Chitrai Nakshatram, which comes in the middle of the 27 Nakshatrams, the Prabandham, that is Kannanam Sirithambu, is also considered the centerpiece of the Divya Prabandha Ratna Haram. So thus we saw Madhurakavi Alvar's Acharya Bhakti, how he dedicated his life to Nammalvar and how he made Nammalvar as the goal, how he demonstrated his Acharya Nishtai. And we also saw a comparison with Shatrughna Alvar and how he demonstrated Acharya Nishtai. Madhurakavi Alvar Thiruvadigaleshwaram, Nammalvar Thiruvadigaleshwaram, Acharya Emberumana Jiyar Thiruvadigaleshwaram.
Very well presented, Swami. Swami, can we go back to the slide? One of the slides I have some.
Sure.
The slide which says about Bhagavatas, they get disappointed or some sort of.
Yeah, that point I took from coil.org website on this one.
No, I want to go through the article line once more.
Sure. So I'll bring up that slide.
Probably some part of it.
I didn't want to take too much of time, so I was going a bit faster.
No,
I was a bit worried I might be. I'll take that slide.
Okay, that we can share it later. No problem. Anyhow, they will be sharing it in the group. No?
Yes. So the point was when the Alvars are with Emberuman, they glorify the Bhagavatas, but when they are in separation, they sometimes they are upset with other Bhagavatas. That was the word used.
They are upset with other Bhagavatas. Okay.
Yeah.
This was in coil.org. Was it in a
it was in the website itself. When the English article about Madhurakavi Alvar.
Okay.
That was.
Okay. Now we'll move on to the next one. Tiruppllandu. Thaniyan and yes, one.
Any other clarifications?
At the beginning, there was one small correction that when you said the Madhurakavi followed the light to reach Nammalvar, you mentioned Tiruppurangur. He reached Tiruppurangur, but he reached Tiruppurangur.
Tiruppurangur, is it? Oh, sorry.
Tiruppurangur.
It's
Tirukkurukur, no?
not Tirukkur.
Yeah.
Acha, they will mention a Tirukkurukudi, is it?
Yeah. It's actually
Kurugur.
Tirukkurukur or Alvar.
Tirukkurukur is the birthplace of Namarvar. Where?
okay. Thank you for the correction. Any other corrections or things or any other points we want to discuss?
Next, we have the Tiruppllandu, Thaniyan and first 5 pasurams, Keshav Swamy, and followed by Deepan Swamy and Suthram 3 and 4.
Srimate Ramanujanama. Swami, I think it is first 3 pasurams, isn't it? Along with the Thaniyan.
Thaniyan and first 2
Thaniyan and
pasurams.
first 2 pasurams.
First
Yeah.
two. Okay. Srimate Ramanujanama. Azhwar in Dharmana. So, again, consider once again, for the second week running, one of the most important pasurams that it did not as such start the 4000 Vidya Prabandham as such, which was in fact initiated by the Mudalazhwargal, as we saw last week when we talked about the Mudalazhvar Anubhavam. But in fact, in the present day, whenever any kind of Arulichayal Prabandham recitation is started, Tiruppllandu is what is used to begin any Arulichayal session, be it in temples, be it for any festival, any procession, even when we are reciting our Nitya Karmanushtanam on a daily basis. Whatever is the case, Tiruppllandu is something that begins, and the Tiruppllandu is used for ending. So there are some very interesting upanyasams that Adiyan has heard over the several years, where it is said that Tiruppllandu is like a container, where it comes at the top, it also comes at the bottom. And whatever is there in the middle. Whatever. So suppose on that particular day you want to recite Nanmugam Tiruvandadi, let's say. So when you recite Nanmugam Tiruvandadi, the essence of Nanmugam Tiruvandadi may get lost. But if you put it in this container called Tiruppllandu, where it is there on the top, it is there on the bottom, it will hold Nanmugam Tiruvandadi together. So that is some kind of explanations that Adiyan has heard from several sources in the past. So what exactly is making Tiruppllandu so special? Not go very deep into story of Periyalvar as such, because we may have possibly a separate session for that somewhere down the line to talk about Periyalvar's Vaibhavam. So to straight away go into what Tiruppllandu actually is, and what exactly makes it very special enough in order to be the beginning and end of any Arulichayal, and why it's given so much of importance. So, Tiruppllandu is a divine composition of Periyalvar. He is called as Periya Alvar. So why is such a name was bestowed upon him? He is not the eldest among Alvars. He is not the first Alvar. He is not the Alvar who composed the most number of pasurams. So, when you put these numbers into perspective, Periyalvar is not coming out as number 1 anywhere. So why exactly is he given the name Periya Alvar? Primarily, he is called so because he took it upon himself to bless the Lord himself. He blessed Sriman Narayana himself with abundant life. So, I mean, if if taken in a modern day perspective, if Adiyan or someone else says, may you live long to Perumal, or if we say that to someone who is elder to us, it will be considered as a very arrogant or a haughty measure as such. What prompted Periyarvar to make such a statement was the beauty that it was out of pure love and benevolence, and he got very scared. What will happen to Perumal? Oh my God. So he is out in the city. So many people are here. It's in the city in Madurai. It's a very densely populated place. Adiyan has won a competition, and Adiyan has won. Adiyan has, there is a grand procession going for Adiyan. To see this, the Lord has come down from Vaikuntha. So many people are there. They will look at him. They will. Adiyan is not exactly aware of what English word to use for it. It's called drishti in Tamil, where, when I'm sure in all your families, it's something that is practiced when a small kid is seen by several people. They'll immediately take home and take the aarti and say all kandrishti should go away. So Periyarvar got very scared that all kandrishti will be there on Perumal. What would happen to him? I'm so scared. Why did you have to come out in the open like this? It's not right for you to come like this and show your presence in front of everyone. In order to 1 minute, sorry. Sorry, that was my kid. In order to, Periyarvar immediately got very scared, and immediately he started reciting that nothing should happen to the Lord. Immediately he started saying, Pallandu, Pallandu, Pallayiruttandu, Palakodi Nooraram, I bless you with infinite life. Please immediately disappear. And that's what came out. I'm not entirely sure about the pasuram as such, but Manavala Mamunigal in Upadesa Ratnamala says, Pungum Parivale. So, out of sheer desperation and out of a lot of fear, these words come out. Fear of bhakti, fear of love. So, Perumal showing his Swarupam to all of the people of the city. Periyarvar got so scared of what would happen to Perumal himself. So that is the specialty of Tiruppllandu, where taking into consideration, taking into account all the pasurams said by all the azhwars, all the 12 azhwars, all the other 11 azhwars, where they are all reciting on how great Perumal is, how easy Perumal is to attain. All you have to do is enjoy his Archa Tirumeni, go to Srirangam, enjoy his Archa Tirumeni, go to Kadalmallai, go to Kumbakonam, go to any place, and they have enjoyed Perumal's Archa Tirumeni. They've spoken about the greatness of Perumal. Nammalvar talks about take Adiyan with you, take Adiyan with you. So several of the Alvars talk about how they want to reach Perumal and talk about his greatness, talk about his admirable qualities and all that. But Periyarvar went one step ahead, not asking anything for himself, but concerned about Perumal's wellness. He, upon seeing Perumal, just imagine the situation. If any of us are granted that sense, we will immediately be talking about a very mature person probably will be asking, I want moksha, I want to go to Vaikuntham. Others may ask about all kind of material things, such as, I want to be out of my debt. Swami. I want to raise my kids very well, Swami. I want my kids to settle well. Even if it is selfless, we will still be asking about several material things. I want world peace, whatever it is. But Periyalvar did not even for a second think about his own wellness. Immediately talks about how Perumal should live long. And so that is a very special place given to Tiruppllandu. So very shortly speaking, the story is that Periyalvar went to Madurai as the Pandyan king, established a competition there to establish who the supreme god is. So Periyalvar made some debates, not knowing anything. He very clearly told Perumal, I don't know anything. Perumal bestowed him with the knowledge. He established Vishnu Paratvam, and he won the debate. And the Pandya king made him go on a procession on the back of an elephant. And as mentioned earlier, Perumal came down, and immediately Periyalvar started singing Pallandu Pallandu. So Mamunigal says this establishes this rule very clearly, where he says Vedathukku Om Innumadu Pol. Just like the Pranavam is there for the Vedas, where you have to recite the Pranavam before starting Veda recitation. Similarly, when you start Arulichayal Prabandham recitation, whatever pasuram you are reciting for the day, Tiruppllandu has to be the beginning before you start reciting any Prabandham. So this is how it goes, and first Thaniyan that is composed for Tiruppllandu is Sanskrit Thaniyan, Gurguham Anaditya Prahavedana Seshan Narapati Parikrittam Shulkamata Tukamaha Swashuram Amaravandyam Ranganadasya Sakshat Dvijagula Tilakamtam Vishnu Chittam Namam. So Periyalvar is a very unique category. There is one aspect of Periyalvar that we must not strive to achieve. That one aspect is that Periyalvar came to all the knowledge without a guru. It is a very special case, and it's not something that we must strive to achieve. We must all go through a guru. Perumal is very clear on that. And when we talk about that is the aspect that says Guru Guha Manakirtya, without a guru, because Perumal personally picked him to go to the court of Pandya king to talk about Vishnu Paratvam, where he won the sadas, that he won the debate, because he was chosen by Perumal himself. But we other people are not chosen by Perumal directly, so we have to go through a guru. So this particular Thaniyan talks about how he became Lord Ranganatha's father-in-law. Swasura Mamara Vandyam Ranganadasya Sakshat, where he becomes father-in-law of Ranganatha Perumal by giving the hand of Andal and daughter in marriage. And Dvijakula Tilakam, known as Dvijakula Tilakam. Dvija is twice born. One who has taken Upanayanam becomes a twice born, and he is considered to be the shining jewel of the Brahmana community. This is Dvijakula Tilakam. Vishnu Chittam Namam. I salute Vishnu Chitta. He is known as Vishnu Chitta because he has no other thought on it. He is always thinking about Vishnu and only Vishnu. And that is why he is known as Vishnu Chitta. Moving on, Guru Hamaditya Prahavedana Seshan Narapati Varikrittam Shulkamata Tukamaha Swasuram Amara Vandyam Ranganadasya Sakshat Vitakula Tilakantam Vishnu Chittam Namam. And talks about Minnar Taramadil Sur Villiputtur Ennorkal Sunnar Kadar Kamalam Sudinom Munnal Kiriyaruthan Ennurettom Kilmainetterum Vayaruttom Nenjame Vandu Pandiyan Kondada Pattarviran Mandan Indru Indiya Sangam Eduttura Vendiya Vedangalodi Virendu Kiriyaruthan Padangal Yamude. I am saluting Vishnu Chitta, who resided in Villiputtur, and what happens is that when Pattarviran enters the assembly for the debate and boldly declares Sriman Narayana's Swaratvam. And then the conches were blown in celebration of Vishnusita's victory. And Virain the Kiri Aruthan, the Kiri, meaning it is the place where all the gold that was kept as the reward for the winner of the debate was tied. It automatically tore and fell into the hands of Vishnusita as a mark of victory. So that is the short explanation of the thaniyans for Tiruppllandu. And going into the first pasuram, so a little bit of change in the way the pasuram is recited from everything else is that generally the first pasuram of any prabandham is recited twice, but in case of Tiruppllandu alone, the first two together are recited twice. It's not first recited twice, then second recited twice. The first two together are recited twice. The reason that Adiyan believes is that when Periyalvar starts singing Pallandu for Perumal, he doesn't stop with Perumal alone. He also starts praising all the Nitya Suris and the Bhagavatas and Tayar also. So he does not exclude anyone from the Pallandu. So it starts with Pallandu Pallayirattandu Palakodi Noorayam Mallanda Tintol Manivanna on Sevadi Sevvi Tirukkaap. So where he says just that Pallandu Pallayirattandu, so many years. Mallanda Tintol Manivanna. So he says one who has the broad and mighty shoulders, Manivanna, Perumal, and Sevadi Sevvi Tirukkaap. Let your lotus feet be protected forever. Let your broad shoulders be protected forever. The interesting point that we can note here is that when Periyalvar talks about the Perumal's broad shoulders, he is not feeling convinced. He is not feeling, oh, you have broad shoulders. You will be able to manage anyone. No. He again fears. He says, Mallanda Tintol. But then he again fears, oh no, you have such broad shoulders. They look so powerful. Someone is going to challenge you. So it's like when you are a mother or when you are a father and you have a kid who is very strong, the mother will not feel very reassured and say he will be safe. Mother will think that because he looks strong, someone might challenge him and come invite a fight with him. So it is not, I'm not going to count it as a blessing. I am seeing it as a threat. So similarly, Periyalvar also saw, just because you have such broad shoulders and you look so strong, Adiyan is not feeling very, safe because of it. Pallandu, please live long. You have to live long. And so Periyavarsan Pillai, in his commentary, he highlights this particular point where he talks about the shoulders, the strong and powerful shoulders which vanquished very strong wrestlers like Chanura and Mustika. That strong wrestlers he has vanquished, it should give you consolation, right? No, it does not give me consolation. It makes me fear that more people will come and challenge them. So Pallandu. So he should live long. He should take care. So the typical cycle of life is that elders will bless young people, kids, and say, live long. But here Alvar's deep affection does not care about the hierarchy, does not care about what to take into account. He is Sarveshwaran. I mean, nothing is going to happen to him at all. But still, Alvar is immediately concerned about what is going to happen to him. Everything is under his control, but Periyalvar doesn't care about it. He says, you should not have come like that. So may you live long. So this pasuram, and then you have Adiyomodum Ninnodum Pirivinni Ayiram Pallan. Here is where we should see Alvar's benevolence. He does not simply say Adiyenodum Ninnodum. The connection between me and you should live forever. He says Adiyomodum, which means our. I am including me and everyone else who is under your protection. Adiyomodum Ninnodum. Me along with everyone and connection with you should live long forever. And then he says, Adiyomodum Ninnodum Pirivinni Ayiram Pallan. Vadivai nin Balamarbinil Vagindra Mangayum Pallan. So on your right chest lives Mangai, Tayar. May she also live longer. Because Periyalvar here is trying to say that without her living there, your radiance is going to reduce. Your benevolence is going to reduce. Your paratvam is going to reduce. So she is what is adding to your particular, all your qualities. So she also has to be there, Pallan. And then he talks about Vadivainin Valamarvin Vagindra Mangayum Pallan. Divar Sodi Valatvarayum Sivaradium Pallan, Prepor the Kumangam upon the Sanyamum Pallan. Where he talks about the conch, Sudarali upon the Sanyam, which is Chakratalvar and Panchasanyam Sangalvar. Alvar doesn't simply see them as weapons for Lord's disposal. He sees them as Nityasuris who are going to be there with Perumal forever. They have to stay at Perumal's side forever to ensure Perumal's complete protection. So, a small observation here that is made by Purvacharya commentary is that they also link this particular pasaranam with the Tirumantra, where we say Adiyomodum is considered to be the pranavam, to signify that we as a whole belong to him. And Pallandu signifies Namaha, which is nothing but the act of us surrendering to him. Manivanna, which is Perumal himself, which is considered to be the aspect of Narayana. And Un Chevadi Sevi, Aya, Narayanaya is there, no? There, Aya is considered to be our desire to serve him. So, where we have the Tirumantram, Pranavam, Namaha, Narayana, Aya. So, which is connected to Adiyomodum, Pallandu, Manivanna, Un Chevadi Sevi, respectively. So, this is something that is taken from the Purvacharya's commentary. And this particular pasuram, the first two pasurams, set the tone for the entire Tiruppllandu. In fact, set the tone for the entire 4,000 pasurams, where we start off our journey of reciting pasurams by bestowing wishes on Perumal himself to live long and in turn establish a connection with us for long and forever. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha.
They were presented very well, excellent it was. We did not miss any of the points. And the first two passages are recited together. What I can understand is that because it's not just Bhagavan himself, including those in Nitya Vibhuti and Leela Vibhuti, both the Vibhutis. So it says all the Nitya is there and Pirati also is there. And that's why it's thing. And second reason is it explains the pranamam together. Both the passages together explain the meaning of pranamam. So they are recited together. That's what Sarvi Swamy once told in one of the Karakshepams. Then you ask me. Anyone else wanted to add anything? Otherwise, we can go to Mumukshupadi. Deepan Swamy.
Swami, if you could give me access for the slides.
Sure, Swami. Given, Swami.
You able to see the screen? Yeah.
Yes, Swami.
Okay. So yes. Ariyan Alvar Impurmana Jir Tirurigale Sarnam, Jir Tirurigale Sarnam. Ariyan's attempt today is to look at the Mumukshupadi Kalashevam, the Sutrams 3 and 4. So what we looked at last week was the first two pasurams, Sutrams. So they would be actually Mumushuvuku Ariya Vendum Rahasyam Moonru. So there are 3 rahasyas for Mumukshus to know, and there would be Tirumantram, Dvayam, and Gita Charma Slokam. And the second would be Adil Pradhama Rahasyam Tirumantram. The first and foremost of the 3 is Tirumantram. So last week Swami also looked at the reasons for why it is foremost and most important, encompassing the gist of all 4 Vedas and Upabrahmanas, that are the Itihasas and Puranas. And also, I think Sheshadri Swami presented, looking at the Ananya Sheshatvam, Ananya Sarnatvam, and Ananya Bhokatvam. So with these 3, it actually encompasses the Pranavam, and as such, Dvayam and Charma Slokam are extensions of Tirumantram. So today we will be looking at the 3rd Sutram, which is திருமந்திரத்திற்குரிய சீர்மைக்கு போரும்படி பிரேமத்தோட பேணி அனுசந்திக்க வேண்டும். So translation would be for Tirumandram, the sirmai, the greatness and the respect. Porumbadi, the deserving respect, would be premathode, with great love, bhakti and shraddha. Peni anusandika venum. So that should be diligently and cautiously recited. So Tirumandram has to be recited with great respect and love that it deserves. Very simple, simplified explanation. So Pillai Lokacharya, when describing in detail the greatness of Tirumandram, as he first mentioned in the second sutram, that is the first and foremost. So now we are looking at why it's great. What's its sirmai, by explaining its uniqueness and detailing how to actually anusandika venu, how to chant it or recite it. So given that, as mentioned in previous sutram, that is the gist of all Vedams, we will actually have there are some pramanams which are taken with regards to that, and one such pramanam would be nin thiru ettelithum katru மாற்றெல்லாம் பேசிலும். So this is from Periya Tirumoli. It tells that what it mentions is that Tirumantram contains all the special meanings and concepts which are to be known for the elevation of the soul. Aryan has simplified it here. And another such pramanam which was taken was from Naradya Kalpam, Ashtashara Brahma Vidyai, which is Mantranam Brahmo Paramo Mantraha Guhyanam Guhyam Uttamam Pavitram Cha Pravitranam Mula Mantra Sanatanaha. So pardon Aryan's pronunciation. So what it actually says is Mantranam Paramo Mantraha is the Tirumantram is the mantra of mantras. Guhyanam Guhyam Uttamam is the secret of secrets. And Pavitram Cha Pavitranam, so it's the most sacred of sacred mantras. Mula Mantras Sanatanaha. So he's also say that it's Sanatanam, which is eternal, is Anadi. So as such, we look at this, actually all these points towards the Sirmai, which is the greatness of Tirumantram. So we can also look at next would be we have to recite it with Premam, Prematore and Peni Anusandika Venum. So it has to be diligently recited. We should guard it from being hurt by non-mumukshus or anadhigaris, people who do not believe in seeking moksham through Sriman Narayana. So even when one chants it, those who have the adhikaram to chant it should only chant to be heard by themselves, not to be hurt by others. So I think Sadi Swami during his Kala Shebam, he mentioned like we actually see this quite common in a lot of temples, at least in Singapore. I've come across it as well, where it's actually broadcasted on the surround system around the temple, especially even in Perumal temples. So it does give a divine feeling. But then Aryan was also quite surprised to actually hear this. Our Tirumantram should not be actually broadcast as such, because as our Purvacharyas have clearly explained that it's a Premotore Peni Anusandika Vendum. So we should not be broadcasting it as such. And likewise, when one recites it, they should recite it only within their own audible levels. So this was something that Aryan actually, since the Kala Shebam, has always been stuck in my mind, because Aryan goes to the local temple here, and it is broadcasted every day during the hours the temple's open. So as such, we looked at the greatness of Tirumantram briefly in the third Sutram, which is Tirumantrathinuடைய சீர்மைக்கு போரும்படி பிரேமத்தோட பேணி அனுசந்திக்க வேண்டும். So if we move on slowly to the fourth Sutram. So மந்திரத்திலும் மந்திரத்திற்கு உள்ளிட்டான வஸ்துவிலும் மந்திர பிரதரான ஆச்சாரியன் பக்கலிலும் பிரேமம் கணக்க உண்டானால் காரியக்கிரமமாவது. So what this says is Karya is like the purpose, the path of attaining Bhagavan in our case of Mumukshus. So Mandratilum, Mandratirku Ullitana Vastuvilum. So Mandratilum in Tirumandram here. And the Vastu that is within that Mandram is actually Bhagavan here, Sriman Narayana. And Mandra Pradharana Acharyan Pakkalilum. So the one who gives us Ubadesam of this mantram, which is our Acharya, is the Pramata. And Premam Kanaka Undanal. So it's actually talking about the devotion that we should have towards these three. That's the mantram, the mantra vastu, which is Narayanan, Sriman Narayanan, and the mantra pradharana Acharyan. So what it actually simplifies is that when Mumukshu develops great love and affection towards Tirumantram, the inner meaning of this mantram, that is Sriman Narayana, and the Acharya who renders it to him, then this mantram will truly bear fruit to him. That means it will truly not can't say benefit him, but it will truly reach his purpose, which is that of attaining Bhagavan himself. So with this, actually we just a moment. So in Sutram 2, Seshaji Swami looked at 3 points of the Shishya. So the three are Ananya, Seshatvam, and Sarnyatvam, and Bhogyatvam. So likewise, Bhagavan has 3 corresponding qualities as well, which is he is the Seshi to us, and he is the Sharanyam, and he is also the Prapyam, the desired aim and goal. So in Tirumantram, then what it actually this Sutram mentions is that the entire universe is actually within Sriman Narayana, and Sriman Narayana is actually encompassed within Tirumantram, and Tirumantram is in turn actually encompassed within the Brahmanan, which is in this case our Acharyan, who actually gives us the Upadesam of this Tirumantram. So there are some qualities of the Acharyan which Swami mentioned, that the Acharya should actually, because given that he's actually at such a position, he should not be of any ego, of any arrogance, but he should actually look at giving Upadesam to the Shishya as not like him giving Upadesam to his Shishya, but his Acharyan actually giving Upadesam to another Shishya, a fellow Shishya, and he himself is likened to a Shishya at that point. He should liken himself to be a Shishya, and that is only his Shishya's mouth to actually deliver this Upadesam to his Shishya. So and in such, he would actually not should not have any other wishes, any other, like, he might attain more fame or any kind of materialistic gains from being so at this position, and that his only focus should be to bring more Mangalasana Pararas, to sing Mangalasasanam towards Emperuman. And likewise, the Shishya should also should in turn see his Acharya as his all, as the one who's delivering him from, in path, to actually attain moksham by giving him the Upadesam of this Tirumantram, and also by performing Kainkaryam to him, and also, in terms actually freeing himself from this samsara by doing Kainkaryam as per prescribed. So that is Aryan's small, short presentation on these two sutrams. Aryan would have definitely missed out some points, but I would seek your forgiveness, and I would like to hear from everyone. Thank you. Alvarim Perumana Jirathil Vidigli Sanam.
It is presented well, as you rightly said. No? This Tirumantram, we are required to recite only once. And what our Pracharya says is, we have to recite it in such a low voice that only we should hear it. Even the person just standing at our side should not even listen. We should be able to listen to it. But it should be getting into our ears. So that's how we have to recite it. That's what the thing is. Another important thing is, we have to praise the glories of our Acharya loudly with as many people as possible. So that's very, very important. It's not that very well presented. It was a very, very good presentation. Anyone else wanting to join? Share the feedback.
I didn't actually want to ask a small doubt regarding Tirumantram recitation in the temples, like in the speakers and all. I didn't heard, but not sure that it is the ardham which is most important for us, like Mumukshus. The mantram is having for sure the benefits, but it is actually the ardham that I think it will come in the coming sutrams also. This is what
Then this is you're saying about the meaning of that Tirumantram you're saying, right?
Yeah, I didn't heard that the meaning is most important for us.
Right. The meaning is important, definitely important, but the mantram itself, see what it, if you look at the sutram, it says, Mantrathilum, Mantrathikku Ulidana Vastuvilum. Mantrathilum means the item, the sutram number 4, the mantra itself. And மந்திரத்துக்கு உள்ளீடான வஸ்துவிலும் means the inner meaning of the mantras. And mantra pradhanana acharyan pathalanu. We have to be very, very listening to three people. Our pratigna should be with three things. One is on the mantra itself. Second is on the inner meaning of the mantra. And third is on the acharya who taught us the mantra. So all the three are equally important.
Dhanyasmi Swami.
Anything else? Otherwise, we can close for the day. Tomorrow we have the thing Nammalvar Vaivam by Rangarajan Swami, Tiruppllandu, next 5 pasurams by Keshav Swamy, and the Mumukshupadi Suthram 5 and 6 by Seshadri Swami. Will join at 3 p.m. Thaniyans, Swami. Adiyan. Ramarajaya Namaha. Adhwar Acharya, Nibirvana, Jiyat Rudile Saranam, Jiyat Rudile Saranam, Acharyan Rudile Saranam. Thaniyans.